Hi, I'm Kirsty Meakin from Neo Nails. In this video, I'm going to show you how to do a stiletto nail, and we're going to do a coloured ombre. So for this design, I've already applied the sculpting forms. I've applied them to the 4 fingers, and then I will do, as I come to the thumb, I will do that one later because I don't want to disturb the form on the thumb. These 2 nails and this nail here are going to be stiletto. This one's going to be a little bit of a different shape, but we'll come to that. First of all, I'm just going to lay down a little bit of structure. So we're going to use clear. I've already prepped the nail. It's already got the primer on and everything. But what I'm going to do is lay down a little bit of structure first. So I'm going to go straight up to that smile line with some clear. This needs to be done quite thin. I'm just going to bring that out, and then we're going to go slightly over onto that natural nail, and I'm just going to bring the rest out really thin. This is basically going to create a nail for us to work on, so we have something to look at and something to apply product on. It's also going to give us some strength. So I've got soft pastel blue here. And we've also got neon purple shimmer and also passionate purple acrylic powder. I'm going to start with the darker colour first. Straight on to the nail. Nice and neat at the cuticle, pointing the finger down so it runs away from the cuticle area. And just pull it down nice and thin. This is just going to be the main background colour for the top part of this ombre. So I'm just working my way down the nail now. And then with the soft pastel blue, we're going to work from the longest point and we're going to stroke this back. Don't worry too much about the blend now. I just want the bulk of the colour to be on the very tip of this nail. So make sure it's not too thick, it's not too thin. You can start to blend it a little bit, but we're going to get another bead that will blend that a little bit better. And go straight towards the centre, and then I'm just going to gently sweep that up to start to blend those colours to create that ombre effect. Make sure the sides are covered, you've got enough colour everywhere. And then we're going to take the neon purple shimmer. This has got some gorgeous glitter running through it, which is really going to pick up the colours. We're literally just using this as colour, and it's going to help us blend as well. Quite a wet bead, just tickling it over. You can see how gorgeous that shimmer is in there. So it's adding some colour, but mainly the glitter and helping us to blend those colours down. Keep this tip nice and clean. You want it quite matte, so you want it just a strong pastel colour. Now I just want that to set a little bit, and I'm going to give it a little bit of a pinch, and then we'll cap it. While that's setting, I'm going to move on to this next finger. This is what I'd do if I was doing it in a salon. So now we're going to reverse this ombre round. But of course I need to lay in a little bit of structure first because I'm sculpting the quite long nails. I want a little bit of structure there. So we've got this little bit of clear. I'm always keeping an eye on this nail, so I know that when I'm ready to pinch, I'm going to pinch the stress area of this nail. So I'm not pinching the tip, I'm literally just letting the tool sit on the sides of this nail. And I can continue with this nail now. So like I said, we're reversing it, so you've got the blue nice and neat at the cuticle, and start to blend down. Just going to check this nail. Start to pinch the length of this nail. And I'm going to pop the tool back on to hold that pinch. Coming back to this nail. I can see it's a little bit transparent there, so I want a little bit more colour. So going to the longest point of the nail. Bringing it up. Like I said before, don't worry too much about this blend right now. So I'm just getting the bulk of this purple on the tip. And then now with the next bead, I can start to blend this a little bit. I am going to obviously put the other colour on, the neon purple shimmer. You can see it was a little bit transparent there, so I wanted a little bit more colour there. I can take that pinching tool off that finger now. Just going to get a little bit of the blue, and this is going to help me just to blend these colours a little bit more. And then we're going to use the shimmer, and the colours are going to help us blend. This shimmer inside this acrylic will help us blend as well. Wet brush just to make sure that's nice and clean and free from too much colour. I don't want them to completely overlap. Just going to let that set a little bit, then we'll come to pinch it. While we're waiting for this one, we can come to this nail now, come back to that nail, and we're going to encapsulate it in clear. So we're going to start at that sort of apex area and bring that down. The longer the nail, the bigger the apex needs to be, because you need that strength. So it's just a nice thin layer to encapsulate those colours. Just going to check this nail. I can pinch this nail now. This is the point that I'm interested in pinching. I'm just going to make sure we've got a tight pinch through the stress area of that nail. Let that do its thing. While that nail's pinching, I'm going to come to this pinky finger, lay in some structure with some clear acrylic, very thin, pull down the length and pull it onto the natural nail as well. It's just a very thin layer. I'm going to start with the purple at the top, tipping the finger down so it will not flood the cuticle. With the blue going towards the longest point of this nail. So I'm just putting the colour where I want it at the minute, the bulk of this, because it'll just be this pale blue at the tip. That's what I'm concentrating on at the minute. And then I'll start to blend that back a little bit. It's quite a wet bead. That's going to help me to blend the colours. Then I'm going to use the shimmer again to add a little bit of sparkle and to also help blend the colours. Give it that ombre look. I'm going to come back to the middle finger. This is ready to encapsulate with clear, starting towards the cuticle area. So it's a nice thin layer, but it's also adding more structure to the nail as well. I'm making sure that it's all encapsulated. There's enough product in the places that I need. I'm going to come back to this nail and pinch it. So back to the pinky, give it a little pinch. While that's pinching, I'm going to take off the sculpting form of the first nail that we did. So I'm just going to release that underneath. I'm going to separate the perforation lines there and pull it down from the tip. And I can pull it away from the nail. And I'm just going to pinch the length of the pinky now. Let that sit there for a second. And I'm going to encapsulate that. This liquid's just clear so you can see the difference between the different liquids that we have. I'm just making sure everywhere is encapsulated. There is the apex is laid in. While that sets, I'm going to take the foam off. Just checking that it's all pinched enough. Still got a slight bounce to it. I'm going to take this foam off. So I'm just releasing it from the acrylic. Bring it down. Open up the perforation lines and pull it away from the finger. If this foam was on and you tried to pull it away this way, you would catch the hypericium, which would be quite uncomfortable. If there's any thin acrylic that you want to get rid of, you can just sort of snip it away because it's really thin.